Right now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled recently that it's not unconstitutional for Texas to completely ban of the abortion law. Amy Coney Barrett, got elected as a Supreme Court justice under the Trump administration. They did everything in their power to try to make sure that she didn't get in because she leans more conservatively. They brought up a bunch of lies about her past and little small stuff, but she had like a squeaky clean record, so they couldn't really bust her on anything. And then you got Brett Kavanaugh, who tried to get into the Supreme Court. Well, not try. He did get into the Supreme Court justice, and they was trying to destroy him. They brought up, some woman 40 years ago said you looked at her funny, and they was doing everything to try to get him to go down as a registered sex offender, just because they know that he leaned more conservative on a conservative end. They did the same thing to Justice Thomas as well. They tried to pull some woman up on him to try to get him to be not accepted into the Supreme Court many years ago. Liberals rule the presidency right now. However, us as conservatives, we're winning when it comes to the Supreme Court justice. We have the majority. And that is the reason why the left is so scared. And that is the reason why the liberals wanted to pack the courts. That's why that was a big debate when Trump was going against the debates with the Democratic, when he was debating against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They didn't want to answer the question when they kept asking them, are you guys trying to pack the courts? Because the left, they want to pack the courts so they could rule everything. And conservative Republicans won't even exist anymore. And the Second Amendment was a big deal. Well, is currently a big deal. They're trying to get rid of guns. They're trying to basically turn us into a country where you can't have guns, because most Democrats that's in power, they're not directly saying it, but they're indirectly saying it. They don't believe that you should have the right to defend yourself with a firearm. That's why they attacked the AR-15. That's why they want to limit the magazine capacity that you're allowed to have in your gun, because they don't believe that you're wise enough to defend yourself. They believe that you should depend on them to protect you, even though they're also the side that want to defund the police. I know I bring that up a lot, but I want to make that clear. The people that don't want you to have a firearm are the same exact people that believe we should defund the police. So they don't even believe in your safety, and they don't even believe you should protect yourself. So we ruled the Supreme Court currently. New York is making an effort. The NRA is making an effort to take New York State, which is in violation of the Constitution, to the right to bear arms. A date been set where this will be challenged in the fall. November 3rd is the date that the Supreme Court will rule if New York State is in violation of the Constitution, which they are. You should be allowed to carry a firearm. Now, the left don't like this, because if New York and the Supreme Court rule that they're in violation of the Constitution, that's going to affect the rest of the country, which I believe could create constitutional carry throughout the land, throughout the whole United States. So what happens in New York is a really big deal for the whole country. In New York City, mainly, you're not allowed to carry a gun outside of your home. You literally will have to prove that your life is under threat, which basically means you already have to be a victim of some kind of violent crime where you was victimized, where if you're a woman, you was recently raped, and you got to show proof of that in order for them to possibly grant you the right to carry arm. And I'm sure you're probably not even allowed to defend yourself if somebody hurt you. I live in New Jersey, as another anti-gun state. Somebody can break into your house in New Jersey, and you basically got to give them an interview before you even shoot them. Excuse me, why are you breaking in my house? Is everything okay? It's like, it's a lot of pro-criminal laws. There's more laws to protect the criminals than it is to protect the law-abiding citizens. New Jersey is not that much different from New York. It's slightly better when it comes to guns. In New York, you're not even allowed to travel through that state if you don't live there with a firearm. You can't even have a firearm in your trunk. So if you live in New Jersey, you're not allowed to go to New York with your gun and go to a shooting range. It's illegal. So, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, Hawaii, California are like the most anti-gun states you could possibly live in. In New York City, what is it? It's like 11 million or 14 million people. Do you really want to be in a city with that many people and not have any protection to protect yourself? That's a tyrannical government. I don't understand why people are anti-gun when the criminals are going to have a gun. The criminals have the advantage over the law-abiding citizens. Criminals think that the gun laws are a joke. A lot of the violent crimes that criminals try in New York, New Jersey, and California, they're a little more iffy and think twice before they try that crap in Texas on somebody, because they know the citizens in Texas are packing heat. It makes criminals a little more worry before they try some stupid stuff. What do you think about the Second Amendment? Do you think it should be constitutional carry around the country? Or do you like New York, New Jersey laws? In New Jersey, is so in violation of the Constitution, we actually need a firearm purchase card. I don't have mine on me right now, but I do have one. And I've registered to buy a gun. You got to get a permit to buy a gun, which basically took me like six months to get approved. And then you gotta send emails out to 3 or 4 different individual people that you know, and they gotta say, Nate Savage is a safe person. Yeah, he'll be safe with a gun. It's like, so you gotta get other people to basically write to your local police station that you're safe to have a gun. And then the firearm purchase card. Why do you need a firearm purchase card in New Jersey and in New York just to buy ammo? To buy ammo. The government got way too much control. Like I said, I read the Constitution on my previous video. Shall not be infringed. What does that mean to you? When they talk about the Second Amendment, shall not be infringed, that does not mean that the government should be allowed to make you need a firearm purchase card or some kind of permit to buy a gun. Yeah, I support background checks. Like, yeah, you can't be a completely crazy nut job. So don't take that extreme to the far left people, because that's what they think I mean. But yeah, there should be a background check to see if you're completely crazy and insane, and you check into the mental hospital every once in a while. Depending on what your charges is, I don't even mind if ex-felons carry firearm, because who am I to tell you that your life is not important enough for you to defend yourself just because, I don't know, you had some computer fraud 5 years ago, or you hacked into some website or something like that. Depending on what type of felon you are, you're right to protect yourself It's your God-given right. If somebody break into your house just because you're an ex-felon, you should be allowed to have a gun, at least in your house, to protect your home. Let me know what y'all think about the Second Amendment and what y'all think about the Supreme Court justice and how they may rule, since they're the majority conservative in the Supreme Court. What do y'all think about the country being constitutional carry? Let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all soon.